Hello listeners. Welcome back to Storytime FM. Today we will be looking at some r/AskReddit comments. What do you wish wasn't so expensive? Let's jump right in. Dental care. Let's see what some other people wrote. Rent. Living. Therapy. Housing. Rent is so expensive we can't save for a mortgage that would put us better off in the long run. Fucking sucks. Let's see what other comments there are. Housing. The prices are ridiculous. Houses. The average house price in my area is like $1 mil. The young people in my country are split into two groups, those whose only chance at owning a home is inheritance after their parents die, and those who don't even have that luxury. The cost of houses in Australia, $800k in the middle of nowhere, regional NSW, 2-hour drive from Sydney. Tears of joy, tears of joy. House prices. It's got so bad here in New Zealand that it's been called a human rights issue, and people are unironically putting bed in garage up for rent just to try meet the demand. Let's look at some more comments. My insulin and diabetic supplies. It's unreal how much I pay just to stay alive and healthy. I didn't ask to get sick, pancreatitis. I didn't ask to become type 1. Life's unfair, but you have to keep your head up and not be so angry all the time. Cost of basic utilities and fuel prices in Australia are through the roof. Luckily our federal treasurer gave us great advice on how to afford it was to, just get a better paying job, and, poor people don't really have cars or drive far anyway if they do. Meanwhile he said this on TV while sitting in a leather wing-bound chair in front of a fireplace with a picture of a thoroughbred horse above the mantel. Edit. I didn't realize my little bitching session would get so much attention. It just shows how across the board worldwide this issue is. Thanks for the feedback, thumbs up. Groceries. A house. To buy an apartment in my country you need to win 2 to 4 game shows. Here are some more comments I found. Glasses. Fucking hundreds of dollars for a pair of plastic frames? Go fuck a duck. Edit. Weird. What blows up on Reddit? Bras. Houses. Insulin skeptical smiley face. Let's see what some other people wrote. Graphics card sad face. Dental care. Absolutely extortionate for them to run a polished brush over and say, "You've got buccal abrasions." I'm really thankful I have great teeth because the cost is just impossible for average income, even with benefits. Kids. EpiPens would be nice, but now I got a fear for my life every time I think about wanting a dessert that wasn't homemade. Let's see what some other people wrote. Formula. It's not my fault I couldn't breastfeed. Stop robbing me every time I have to buy food for my daughter. Pads and tampons. Seriously. There's so much to be said about this. Asthma inhalers. Once again, it's out of my control. How are you going to steal all of my money just so I can breathe? Deleted. Funerals. As someone who is arranging my husband's funeral, and he had no life insurance, the whole thing is a racket. Getting sick. Was in hospital for less than an hour. I'm getting charged $2K. Let's see what other comments there are. Copic markers. London. Health insurance. I could live such a different life if employment wasn't tied to health insurance like a nasty parasitic worm. Edit. I don't hate working. I don't hate having to pay for insurance. Maybe the price and coverage could make more monetary sense. I hate that I can't afford a basic necessity without one or the other. And don't fool yourself, it is one or the other. Get sick while employed with insurance. Get so sick you get fired. Lose insurance. Die or bankruptcy, probably both. Cheese. God, I would die for some smoked Gouda. Let's see what some other people wrote. Rent, housing prices, supporting yourself in general while saving. Also, food. Inflation and shrinking food sizes have made grocery shopping so much more pricey and you get less bang for your buck. And as a woman, bras and tampons. Like, why in the actual fuck are they so expensive? Taking my dogs to the vet. Mental health care. Honestly. I'm seriously trying to help myself so I can be a good mother and wife, and it's going to cost me like $900 to get the diagnosis I probably need to move forward? Mental. Fucking everything. My grandma tells me stories of when she was a little kid and a single dollar was a usable amount of money that could actually be used to buy things, drinks, candies, lunch. A single hamburger was less than 75 cents. A single dollar is damn near worthless right now. I can't even get a fucking pack of gum for $1. Let's take a look at some other comments. Beef jerky. I could eat a pound. Good education. Dental work. I need to get $5,000 in dental work, but I don't have $100 to spare, let alone thousands. I've been living in pain for years. I don't smile because it looks awful. We don't have a single good family photo. I'm pretty sure I am going to die from an abscess one day in a year or two. I get them regularly and all I can do is get antibiotics from my GP. They get more frequent every year and each one is worse than the last. I need to get dentures and have my teeth extracted, but I can't because somewhere along the way, the health insurance people decided this stuff was cosmetic, and they won't pay for it. So I live scared of death and in pain. So yeah, thanks America. Might be an odd one, but bedding. Sheet sets, pillows, quilts, etc. Let's take a look at some other comments. What depresses me is that most of these responses are for things people actually need. It's almost like without major policy reform, life itself is a luxury. Traveling. Rent. Warhammer 40K. Let's see what some other people wrote. Medication. I didn't ask for this disorder, so why should I pay for it? Being poor. Daily expenses. Basic living. Food prices are absolutely ridiculous, and the fact that we have to pay for drinking water is beyond me. Tap water would of course be at least a little bit cheaper, especially with a SodaStream, but the tap water in my apartment tastes like crap. Glasses. I don't understand why glasses aren't covered by health insurance, in Germany, so health insurance is quite different. I mean, it's not a damn fashion accessory. I literally couldn't work if I didn't wear glasses. I wouldn't even find my way to work. Dental insurance. Kinda along the same lines as with the glasses. I mean, we can go to the dentist here for free. That's not the issue and I do value that. But if you don't want amalgam fillings, then you have to pay. I'm kinda lucky here because I don't have to pay for synthetic, plastic fillings because I only have one kidney. There are certain procedures where you'd also have to pay. Not to mention that there are something like 1 million different insurances out there. How do you choose the right one? Traveling. To a certain extent I do understand it. But is it really necessary for a train ticket to be like 3x the price just because it happens to be the day after Christmas? And that's just within Germany. Don't get me started on traveling abroad. I really love to travel, Naturally when COVID isn't a thing. But I can't really afford to go to the places I really want to visit. That makes me sad sometimes. Shoes. Like good shoes. I'm never able to afford proper good shoes that not only last a while, but that also don't cause permanent damage to your feet in the meantime. Yeah, I have some orthopedic issues like an old granny. So I'm constantly having to buy them, but only shitty ones that will last a year, if I'm lucky, and then I'm back to buying shitty ones again. And again. And again. Hobbies. I never had hobbies. Is it spelled hobbies or hobbies? I'm really not sure. Growing up because we were kinda poor. So I also never really learned or knew what things I enjoy and or am good at. But since Corona hit the fan, I've been dabbling in arts and crafts. I've started with cross-stitch. Now I'm into drawing, absolutely no good at it, but am still determined to give it a try and see how far I can get. I bought a Switch Lite and borrowed some games from friends. But all in all that shit you need for it is really incredibly expensive. Let's see what some other people wrote. Therapy. I didn't ask for the trauma. Razor cartridges. And printer ink. And also put me as in well for beef jerky. Cars. Houses. I'm recently about to upgrade my 2010 Mazda 3 soon, and of course now the market is completely fucked. Because car companies got too comfy with the cash flow, so they made them even more expensive. The car I am looking at should be no more than 12K used with mid to low mileage. Yet now it's like 16K just for the car alone, not even to transfer and new plates. Register. Healthcare. The healthcare system is really as awful here in America. Let's see what some other people wrote. Therapy. I think a lot of people would benefit from it, but it can get pretty pricey. Activities. I want to take my kid out to enjoy the holiday season and do Christmas-y things, but I can't afford to drop $60 plus every time we go see something new and exciting. And that's just for the two of us. God forbid her dad wants to come and now we have to get 2 adult tickets. Land. A house. My insulin. Let's see what some other people wrote. Vet bills. Rent. I have to pay $1,000 for a shitty-ass apartment, or pay $500 for a shitty-ass apartment with 5 other strangers. Kinda seems awful. I'm thankful that my parents have let me live at home for college. People say I'm not getting the college experience, but at least I'm not throwing my money away to some greedy-ass landlord. Music gear. Fish that isn't fucking canned tuna. Let's look at some more comments. Fast food, seriously, what happened? It's not cheap, it's not fast, it's not good. We're all better off ordering takeout from a real restaurant. Everything. Glasses. I just want to fucking see. Hair appointment. Let's see what other comments there are. The Sims. God help me, I adore this game. But just now I added up the cost of the base game and all additional content and came up with $884.55 United States cents. This is why I haven't played The Sims in over a decade, you greedy fucks. Existence. Being poor is extremely expensive. Court costs and lawyer fees. Let's take a look at some other comments. The life my cat deserves. Dentist. Just had a root canal treatment. They charged me €780. Blood money, I say, thinking face. Traveling. Many people would use to see a different culture, but they can't cause they don't have a luxury to have vacations on a different continent. Healthcare for Americans. I've experienced the healthcare systems in multiple countries. Not only would Americans not be effectively poverty-trapped by healthcare, but also the quality of care would likely be better. Here are some more comments I found. Snow crabs. But I get it, they aren't exactly easy to catch. Childcare. My husband and I want another child, but the cost of daycare is literally the reason we can't have a second for the time being. Drugs. Rent. Let's see what some other people wrote. Adoption. It's a nice thing, but the sheer amount of money they grind out of you makes it very obvious it's still a business. Cost us almost $10,000 to adopt my own aunt's children. Let's take a look at some other comments. Houses, rent, dental work, glasses, cars, college. That's all we've got time for today. Come back tomorrow for another video. In the meantime, leave a comment with your stories and thoughts below. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed and want to see more. Until next time, listeners.